Globalization displays a profound understanding of Platonic philosophy. In order to demonstrate this, I'm going to have to tell you a little bit about Platonic philosophy. If I say, today I will teach you Plato's philosophy, you understand what this means. If I say, hoy te voy a enseñar la filosofía de Platón, you understand that these words, though spoken in a different language, mean the same thing, even though the words spoken in English and Spanish sound completely differently from one another. When you hear them, you understand the same meaning. This means that the meaning you understand in both languages cannot be either a sound heard in English or a sound heard in Spanish. If the meaning the languages share could be heard in either language, if the meaning the languages share were a sound made by either language, then it would not be possible for the statements in both languages to have the same meaning. The meaning, therefore, is inaudible. It cannot be heard, since the words in the different languages mean the same while sounding differently. Now, the existence of inaudible meaning, according to Plato, of meaning not heard through the organs of the body, proves that there is more to the body than the perceptions of its organs. For there is the understanding of meaning, but this understanding of meaning is not a perception through the organs of the body. What is it then? Plato says it is the soul that understands meaning. Yet, the inaudible meaning is not something different from the very words in which it cannot be heard. That the meaning I understand in both English and Spanish is not a sound heard in either language, or that the sounds heard in both languages are meaningless, this reveals the inaudible meaning. When one does not hear the meaning through the organs of the body in the sounds of the words, the meaning itself is revealed as the very thing one cannot hear. As the meaninglessness of the sounds of the words heard through the organs of the body, then, the inaudible appears. But it appears as the very thing lacking in the meaningless sounds of the words. This allows us to say just how soul understands meaning. The inaudible, as we have said, is that which the organs of the body cannot hear in the sounds of the words. The inaudible appears as the body not hearing any meaning in the sounds. But to not hear any meaning in the sounds of the words is the same as hearing only the meaningless sounds. To say the inaudible meaning appears as the body not hearing any meaning in the sounds of the words, then, is to say the inaudible appears as the body hearing only the meaningless sounds of the words. Since it is the very thing not heard in the meaningless sounds, the inaudible meaning of the words is the words heard only as meaningless, inarticulate sounds. This capacity of the body to hear nothing more than meaningless sounds, and thus to let the meaningful appear and be understood, is soul. Soul, therefore, is the capacity of the body to engage the meaningless, and thus to let the meaningful appear. Now, how this relates to globalization, I'm about to tell you. Today we understand Plato's doctrine better than ever. At the heart of Plato's doctrine is the understanding that all human beings, in understanding meaning, must go beyond the particular differences of their own language, since the understanding of meaning entails the meaninglessness of the particular sounds of the language. Insofar as a human being understands his language, he's not from this or that country speaking this or that tongue. He is, rather, an embodied soul, in contact with an inaudible meaning not specific to his particular language. The soul's understanding of meaning cannot differ in any human being. This is what Plato teaches us. It's universal. Now, as the world becomes smaller and more integrated, the differences of language matter less. The global community we increasingly inhabit matures in this understanding that the differences of language are meaningless by overcoming them. This nourishes the universal soul of man with a meaning not particular to any language. The citizen of the world is an embodied soul.